What's going on, everyone? My name is Red. Welcome to my channel. It's time for another market update, and today I'm only going to be talking about Bitcoin, but I do have a few things to say about Bitcoin. So starting with this chart, we have Bitcoin in this descending channel going on right now. We have the channel starting from December 19th to where we are right now. We haven't had any major moves aside from this false breakdown, ended up falling out of the channel very briefly and then jumping back into it, and it's been following the channel pretty strictly ever since its inception back in December 19th. Aside from the channel, we have Bitcoin forming multiple levels of support on our RSI, and eventually as we carry on through this RSI, we have our support becoming resistance. We have it in this case over here. We have again our support becoming resistance again right before we spill. Around January 27th, we saw our RSI break down just a little bit, tried to get back above it, ended up dropping down, couldn't make it. And now we're kind of on our last leg, not really last leg, but we are on our third leg of support for our RSI, where we're running up on support, and then now it's starting to look like it's becoming resistance. Now, you might think that we are going to make a lower low, and it is very probable that we will, but the reason why I think otherwise is because we have a very extensive falling wedge pattern forming, where we have Bitcoin dropping in price with the price coiling in together, and usually this is a bullish pattern where when we make it to the end of the falling wedge pattern, we end up breaking to the upside. And this break doesn't necessarily mean that we're gonna make it to new all-time highs. I don't think we're gonna get above $4,200 quite yet, but I do think that Bitcoin is ready for a swing to the upside. And these are my two targets that I have for Bitcoin right now. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that we're gonna break out as soon as we fall out of this pattern. We do have the potential and space to move a little more to the downside to around the low $3,300 level. And it would make sense because that's exactly what we did over here. We kind of consolidated and stayed around this area a little bit before dropping down. And this is another similar case that we had for Bitcoin, where we were dropping down in price. We had Bitcoin price coiling in, and then we ended up breaking to the upside. Except this pattern is a little bit more extensive, and this is showing some evidence that Bitcoin is ready for another move to the upside. One thing I see is we have our lowest low on our RSI, and then we have a higher low on the RSI, showing bullish divergence, where even though price action is falling, our RSI is giving us a bullish signal, meaning that Bitcoin has some potential upside coming. Doesn't necessarily mean we're going right now. So right now, I think that Bitcoin is in some sort of accumulation phase, where Bitcoin isn't making any lower lows, and it's just kind of going sideways, kind of consolidating in this little area from around low $3,300 area to the $3,500 area. Bitcoin, to me, looks like it's in ascending triangle pattern, a bullish pattern, where we are forming multiple levels of higher lows, but we haven't made any higher highs quite yet. Something that I also wanted to bring up, lately Bitcoin has been having a lot of false breakouts. Now over here, I have this level of resistance on the RSI. It's been pretty difficult for Bitcoin to try to stay above this level. This seems to be a very persistent level of resistance for Bitcoin. Every time we do break above it, we end up falling back under it almost immediately. We have 1, 2, and 3 instances where we tried to break out, but we just couldn't hold price. So with all this being said, there is a lot to consider, especially right now, where we have some bearish indicators going off, and then we also have bullish indicators kind of converging against each other. It's a lot to consider, but just try to stick to the facts and what's going on around you right now. So I hope this helps you guys out in your trading and your analysis of Bitcoin. Even though I do think that Bitcoin is going to have some sort of swing to the upside, I am keeping a very close eye on where we are right now. And right now it's not looking that great. But As soon as you're done watching this video, be sure to join me in my live stream, and we can go ahead and talk about the market in there. If you have any questions, you can always ask me anything you'd like. That's all I have for you right now, so thank you for watching the video. If you found it helpful, be sure to hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, subscribe to the channel so you can get notified when I do these live streams, and we can hang out and talk about the market or anything that you guys want to talk about. So until next time, guys, I'll see you guys later.